Hey guys, I am back and today I am going to be doing the fourth quarterly favorites video for this year. And I have really enjoyed doing this and just checking in on lots of different things that I've been enjoying lately. And I am just have a couple of products, things, books, media that I wanted to talk about today. Let's just hop straight into it. So one of the first things that sprung to mind is this Danessa Myricks Twin Flames Liquid Duochrome Shadow or Multi-Chrome Shadow in the shade True Love. I'll link the reel that I did down below using this. I've used this only a handful of times, but it is so beautiful. The shifts that it has, the way it lays on the eyes, it's very liquidy, so you have to like let it dry before you open your eye and move around your eye. So that is the only thing that makes this difficult to work with. But when I do have the time to put it on, wait, fan my eye for like a minute or two, look like a crazy person, it looks so beautiful. I'll try to insert some pictures as I talk about it. But yeah, this is just so stunning and I'm really glad that I picked it up. Then the next makeup thing is cream shadow sticks. So I've been using this one from Cargo Cosmetics a lot, and I found that when I was traveling out of a singular backpack, these came in really handy because I was able to really easily just like take a little bit and then just blend it out, and it looked really effortless and natural, and like I didn't try too hard. And the darker shades blend out really nicely, and then I can take it as an eyeliner too and get really close to my lash line and apply it more concentrated, and I get a really natural monochromatic look out of it instead of having to bring like a bunch of shades and a bunch of palettes and a bunch of brushes. It's just this and my fingers and maybe like a little bit of bronzer or something in the crease if I really want to be fancy with it. So this is Cargo Morro Bay. It's no longer available. This is Laura Mercier in khaki, and so if you like cream shadow sticks and you want like one that's like a good go-to every day, it might be worth the splurge on the Laura Mercier ones, but I'm pretty sure you could also find one at Ulta somewhere that would scratch that itch. And then the next makeup item is this RMS Uncover Up Concealer. When I first repurchased it, I was like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I don't actually love this. And nope, I was right. This is such a beautiful concealer. And it matches me so perfectly, and I think that's why I like it so much, is it just completely blends into my skin and you can't even tell it's there anymore. So when I want to just go in with a little bit of product just in the areas where I need it, this is the perfect product for that, because there's no weird harsh line where the product stops and my skin starts, except for maybe you can see more freckles and things like that. So this is truly just such a beautiful emollient concealer, and sometimes I just wear it all over my face. I'll take my Real Techniques like buffing brush and I'll just dip it in and then spread it out all over, or I'll do the same thing with a sponge, and it looks so nice every time. Then the last like makeup item kind of is good old trusty Aquaphor. I was out of state for about a week and it was so dry. My knuckles are still like red and dried out, so I've just been taking Aquaphor and applying it onto these areas after I moisturize, like before I go to bed, and it's been helping so much. The first time I put it on, it burned like hell, and then now my hands just feel nice and protected and moisturized, so I don't feel like my knuckles are gonna crack and bleed at any moment. And then obviously I've been putting it on my lips or on my nose, any other areas that are dry, and it's just, I've never been like a Vaseline girly. I've always just had little tubes of Aquaphor everywhere, and it works really well for when you've got an area that is hurting because it's so dry. And then the last few things are non-makeup. So the first one that I wanted to talk about is a book, and this was one that I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but once I started listening, I actually really liked it, and it's 100 Ways to Change Your Life by Liz Moody. This is like a self-help book that's backed up by science and expert opinion, so it's not very anecdotal. It focuses on literary research and like doctors' observations and things like that, which can be kind of anecdotal, but I it's less like, oh, I stopped eating gluten and I feel better. It's more like talking about widespread applicable evidence. And so it's 100 tips. You can take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I've tried initiating a couple of them, and I don't know if they're working or not, but at the beginning of the book, she encourages you to try what she calls N of 1 experiments, which is trying something out for a couple of months, taking note of how you feel, if you feel better or worse, and then like moving on from there. So like one of the things is she talked about fermented foods. So I was like, oh, I'll try kombucha because I never had it anymore. And let me tell you, I didn't realize kombucha had caffeine in it and I felt so sick. And so that maybe was not the fermented food for me, but or maybe I just need to try a different brand. And that's the beauty of this book is it's a lot of what she calls N of 1 experiments where you take this bit of advice, you're like, oh, it works for other people, and you try it. And if it doesn't work for you, there's 99 other ideas that you can try in different areas of your life. So I thought it was really fun, a good plain listen too, just because she has a very soothing voice. And yeah, I just thought it was an interesting book and very different from the other things I've read so far. Then another thing that I've been enjoying is making my own bread. My sibling taught me how to make sourdough, and I've been practicing and experimenting with a few different recipes. And let me tell you, I mean, like, store-bought bread is good and all, but now that I've started making my own bread, I definitely appreciate the freshness and the different ways that I can manipulate it. I just made a loaf yesterday that's got rosemary in it because we're going to be having some family over, and I thought that would be a fun twist. I've tried some that are better for sandwiches, and I've tried some that are better for soup that are more like soft inside so they soak up soup better. And it's just been really fun, and it's not something that I was good at first, so it's also been fun practicing and getting better each time I make it and just kind of getting into the groove of it to where I know like, oh, it's been about an hour, I need to go stretch and fold again, where rather than the first time I made it I was like setting timers and not sure what I was doing. So not only getting better has been fun, but just eating the bread has been very fun. And then the last thing is bittersweet. I have gotten back into watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I really loved that show in high school, and I was out of town and feeling kind of homesick, and so I was like, oh, what's a good comfort show that I can watch that will make me feel less homesick? And so I put on like a random episode, and I've just been continuing watching ever since then, and that was in October, I think. And I did also think of this because the character or the actor who plays the character Captain Holt passed away the other day, and that's been very sad. But going back and watching the show now that he has passed, although the portrayal of Captain Holt is just a character, there's definitely some moments that I think will continue to live on in our hearts, and anyone who likes the character or was touched by the character, you know, I can't imagine anyone else playing him better. So that is another thing that's been comforting lately. So that is everything that I've put together for this quarterly favorites. If you enjoyed it, please let me know down below. I think I will continue this in 2024 because I've enjoyed doing it, and it makes me think critically about what things I've truly enjoyed the most out of the past 3 months. And other than that, I hope you are having an incredible, awesome day wherever you are, and that I get to see you in a future video. Thanks, guys.